Hello, everybody. Welcome to the book of Eli Franklin. So follow along. I'm trying to give it to you guys in bits and pieces so you don't miss nothing because it's such a big story, you guys. So at this point in time, I'm leaving the organization because they are not running it correctly, properly. A lot of things are happening that I don't agree with. So I'm leaving the organization. So all of a sudden, we were hit with the pandemic. So the organization and these faulty lawyers and the judges, they done came together and they decided they was going to put me out the day of the state of emergency. So March 13th is when we went in the state of emergency around 12:30, and the agreement was for me to leave my apartment at 11:30. I didn't know that they was gonna file a state of emergency, you guys. So I'm put out at 11:30. By 12:30, the whole world in a state of emergency, and nobody's trying to rent. Nobody's trying to come out. So I'm knowing right now that I'm in the middle of being gang stalked. I'm being watched. I'm with this organization. They have put me everywhere and did all this, and now it's time for me to face all the retaliation. They are not willing to help me and give me any resources. So now I'm doing all this stuff by myself, you guys. And I've had to leave because of their faulty ways, and they are not trying to do right. They are definitely trying to gaslight. They won't address any of the issues that I'm trying to speak with them about. They just continue to ignore it and only speak about the things that they want to talk about at this point. So that's where I'm at. So basically, the coronavirus happened. They fraudulently get together, put me out an hour before the pandemic. So the only place that I feel comfortable, because I know that people are watching to see who I'm going to go to, where my help is coming from, and possibly try to attack. So I know that I got to do this walk alone. So I'm thinking the only place that I can go at this moment where I know that I have one foot up on my gang stalkers and this organization is the woods, the reserves, you guys, in Arkansas, which were awesome. And I know that they are being recorded 24/7. They have video camera recording out there. So that's where I was at for a while. In fact, up until the George Floyd protest hit, and then I knew it was time for me to find something else to do because I didn't want my face attached to that protest. So I had to totally separate myself. So now I'm in a position where I technically can't go back to where I was working before all of this, because at this point I've been on the news. I've been a community organizer, which means I've been knocking on almost everybody's doors. I have everybody's contact information. I'm known in the communities. I go to the apartments. People know me by my first name. I go to their house. People know me by first name at this point. So I'm in and out of court still, even though I left the organization. I'm still in and out of court because I protested, and I'm facing protest retaliation. Even when I was living in my place, because I protested, the police was coming to my apartment like every other week, you guys, doing these fraudulent searches, never finding anything, bothering me. Now, I could see the first or second time, but after that, I don't understand why they kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it, you guys. So, yeah. So at this point, I'm like, wow, I can't really leave and go somewhere else. I can't go back to my place of employment. So I'm stuck. So I'm forced to make a decision, you guys, that I don't want to have to make. So in meditation and in prayer, I'm thinking, what can I do? Because at this moment, I technically can't go back to my place of employment because of the way that I'm known and viewed by too many people at this moment. I can't really go out of town at this moment because I have to go to court because of the protesting that I previously done. But I don't want to really go back to this organization because I know that they're corrupt. So in prayer and meditation, I was directed to go back because not only to give them a second chance to do the right thing, but to expose and see other things. But I didn't know at the time that I was going to see even more corruption. I thought the corruption that was it. I didn't know that they hadn't even showed me who they were at the moment. So every time I go to court, they're constantly asking me, oh, you can come back. It's a place for you here, this, that, and the other, that, and the third. So when I get back this time, I notice that it is like a lot of more employees there than it was before I left. They have a lot of different programs going that I didn't know about or that wasn't going on when I was there the first time. Now, mind you, now it's election season pretty much. They're getting ready for election season. And this is when I saw their real true colors and their real face. So I'm on my way to work at the time because the agreement was I was going to continue to work there until the court cases was over, and then I was going to go on my merry way. So I'm on my way to work at the time, and I notice it's a billboard right on the corner of the Gang Stalker. I notified Neil Seeley, the person who's working or I'm working with, getting debriefed at the organization, and let him know, hey, it's kind of strange and odd that, the person who's been gang stalking me for like 6 or 7 years, the last, such years, is right there on the corner on the billboard. And I noticed every time she find out, different places where I'm at, she put a billboard there, or she's constantly trying to bombard my space, always. So he kind of, laughed it off and was like, that's funny. So a couple of days go by and I go to work like I'm normally going. The billboard is there. And I notice that her uncle is coming out of the building. So I'm like, oh my God, what is going on at this point? So as he's leaving, I'm addressing the person who is supposed to be my boss or, co-worker at the time I'm working with, however you want to put it. And I say, hey, the woman on that billboard, the guy who just left, that's like her uncle. They've been gang stalking and harassing me for years. And he so arrogantly says, oh, he's been working with us for, and coming to the radio station for years. He's really good people. So I'm like, what's going on? This woman has been watching me and gang stalking me and harassing me for the last 6 years. And he says, oh, I'm pretty sure she has. And laughs and walks off. So at this point, I'm like, what? So now I turn to one of the people that he talked to, or that I met when I first met him, Bobby Taylor, and I tell her what's going on. Hey, this woman been gang stalking me. Such and such. She got a billboard right there. And she said, you know what? I like that billboard on the corner. I'm going to go see it. The very next day, on my way to work, the billboard has been lowered. So at this point in time, I'm knowing that they all in on it, and they think that it's funny, and they think that it's a game. So I basically asked him, is he going to do anything to stop this? Because it seems as if, everybody is basically hoovering me even more. She's starting to follow me every day from work home. Every time I come from home, go to work, she's following me now. At this point, she's using the Tracy Steele campaign to hoover me everywhere I'm at this point. I don't think he knew what was going on. So I'm asking, is he gonna do anything to help me? And he tell me, his exact words was, as long as you here, I can't help you. I can't do anything to lift a finger to help you. But what I can do is help you get away. And I'm like, well, if that was the case, why didn't you just let me, get away in the beginning and you was making me think I had to, keep going back and forth to all these court cases. Why didn't you let me know that my lawyer could have represented me from the beginning and I didn't have to go to court? What was the big hold up? And it was because they were trying to intimidate me. You guys, they were trying to intimidate me. It was even to a point where they invited me to an event at the Capitol. And one of the news reporters, Rochelle Turner, who was doing a lot of the coverage for the Acorn organization, she was there. And she happened to get a shot and a glimpse of the lady who has been gang stalking me for all these years, taking pictures of me at an event that they invited me to. And the lady knew it was me. That she knew exactly who it was, and she was slobbering, and it was filthy, you guys. The whole thing was messed up. I look over at Rochelle Turner, she laughing, she giggling, she's happy. And I made a police report at the Capitol that it happened, you guys. Because you're not gonna gang stalk me for 6 years straight and harass me, have me in and out of jail for things you're doing, crimes you're committing, and then have it on the news that you're gang stalking me, that you had the power to watch me. Y'all not gonna do me like that. It don't work like that. It doesn't. So, like I said, all these people that came together and did this with this organization, you guys have really did the most. And it's time to stop. It's over.